Hi, my name is James Owen. I'm the Executive Director of Renew Missouri, here to talk to you about data centers in rural Missouri. Why am I talking to you about that? Well, because the congressman for the 8th Congressional District, Representative Jason Smith, wrote an op-ed back in October 30th of 2025 where he said, data centers are a massive investment in rural communities, first by creating hundreds of jobs for the hardworking people of the 8th District. Additionally, these centers would bring in revenue that would be invested into our local communities, supporting local schools, hospital, and infrastructure. Representative Smith is correct in that whether or not you agree with data centers being needed or useful, they will bring in extra revenue. But the problem is they also require a lot of energy. And the reality is when you're looking at rural Missouri, and you're looking at the fact that most of them are being powered by rural electric cooperatives, the reality is that rural electric cooperatives just simply do not have the energy that they can use for these data centers. They have not invested in new generation. They have not tapped into regional grids, and they are still relying on old coal plants, some of which exist from the 1960s and can barely operate for residential customers and small businesses as we speak. So how are these data centers going to be able to get power if they're in rural Missouri? They're not. And that's because rural electric cooperatives have not looked ahead to the future. They have not planned for this. And now rural Missouri, despite what Congressman Smith is saying, is going to be left in a lurch. They are going to get behind, not only if we're talking about data centers, but also any kind of manufacturing. Any kind of large industrial customers that might be coming in are not going to be looking at rural Missouri. So what we would tell you is that if you're a member of a rural electric cooperative, talk to its leadership, talk to the distributive co-op, tell them they need to be investing not only into more power, but clean power, because a lot of these data centers, a lot of these industrial corporations are looking for clean energy to power their new operations and their new facilities. So the co-ops need to take a leadership role in this. If you have any questions or any other concerns, go to renewmo.org or follow us on social media to learn more.